Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sales with Jay and Ron.
Yep, where we are helping script readers become pro salespeople.
So today's topic, we're going to be talking about something everybody wants to know. How to get an off-market deal.
Yes, and guys, there are four main pillars that you got to make sure you cover when you're trying to acquire an off-market deal. Number one being time.
So time frame. So it's the time frame of what? So it's the time frame of when the seller is actually ready to sell the property. So that's something you want to know. So then if the seller's time frame is, hey Jagger, I'm ready to sell in a year, is that someone you would want to spend your effort on or time on, or that is ready to make a deal happen? Probably not. If someone is like 120 days or less, I feel like that's something you can actually make a deal happen.
That's a good rule of thumb, 120. That's right, 3 months.
Don't hold me to it, but
yeah,
just a rule of thumb.
It's market related, situation related, but just as a rule of thumb, you guys can use that. Number two, equity. For those who don't know what equity is, just think of it as unrealized profit. So if the house is worth 500, the person has a mortgage of 250, right? There's 250,000 in equity, and then, minus the cost, transactional costs and all that good stuff, but there's equity there. That means that the person can potentially sell the property, pay off the mortgage, and still maybe make a profit, make some money, or, allow you to buy without having the mortgage, that lien in front. So guys, if the person doesn't have equity, it is very difficult to make a deal. For those who are advanced, there is creative financing, but that's for another episode of Jay and Ron. We're not going to talk about it here.
Yeah, it's a good point, guys. Equity, a lot of people don't realize it's a big part of the deal, because you got to make sure the seller understands how much skin in the game they actually have, so they know what they need to walk away with. So we're going to jump right into the next one. It's our personal favorite. It's put a star next to it. It's motivation. So M for motivation. And the reason why this one's so important is this is the one, in our experience, is what gets you the deal. To see exactly why they want to sell their property. Is it because they want to sell it for cash and they can, which is pretty low motivation? Or is it because they have to move somewhere for a new job, which would be a lot higher motivation? So once you find out their motivation, then you could put a plan in place on how you can help buy their property.
Without motivation, it's very difficult for someone who's not in the real estate world to go through the hurdles of selling their property. For us, we do it all the time. We're constantly buying, selling, and all that good stuff. But for the regular person that has a 9 to 5, this is really inconvenient. So if there isn't a big motivation to do this, they probably will stop at a certain point, or they probably won't move forward at a certain point. You're just wasting your time.
And then just to finish it off, P for price.
Yes. It's very important to know how much the person needs, not wants, right? We touch on this all the time in our videos, but you need to know where the seller is in terms of price. Sometimes, and out of 100 sellers, maybe 5 really don't know how much they want for the property.
Maybe less, but yeah.
Yeah, it is most of the time, if you go to somebody like, you know how much you want for a house? They say no. You're like, okay, I'll probably give you 50,000. 50,000? My house is worth at least 400. Boom, that's the price. And we have a whole video on how to get price from people, and you should definitely click it right now.